Welcome to the channel, everybody. So we are back today with another episode in our pursuit for Cavalier on the backup account. Getting a lot closer there. Only a few more left to go. This will leave us with only 4 after we clear this one. And then we're still working on the Paragon series, obviously. So we'll still have to get that one finished up because we got a few more levels left to go on it than we do here. But we got a few more things in the works for the channel, so stay tuned for those. But why don't we get right into this today? Like I said, we're going into Act 6.1.2 here. Now for the team here, what I did is I built it 2 champions, Aegon and Tigra. I wasn't sure that I quite well had Tigra where I needed her for this particular level, but I wanted to go ahead and try her. She was strictly for the purposes of the boss, and I was also looking at her for the Sentinel fight right before the boss as well. But unfortunately, she wasn't quite where I needed her to be. We'll talk about that a little bit further later on. And then Aegon. I've got Star-Lord over here for the combo shield, and then I've got Angela here for a boost. Luke Cage here is actually a synergy with Tigra, but the 2 of them boost the entire team, so there's the benefit there. But let's go ahead and get in here and take a look at it, take a look at what we're facing, and talk about why I made the decisions I did. Now, this isn't necessarily the ultimate team for this. As a matter of fact, to be truthful with you, you'd be better off if you had some really good cosmic champions to walk through this with, especially if they were leveled up. Ideally, by this point, you're going to be wanting to looking at at least rank 5 5-star, or at least a rank 2 6-star. Anything above that is going to be, starting to get obviously a little easier for you. But ideally, a Medusa would work wonderful for this. Obviously, Corvus Glaive absolutely wonders through this path. But with the path node, I wanted to go ahead and see if we couldn't go ahead and get Aegon through this. And it actually worked out fairly well, to be truthful. Now, the reason why I was looking at Aegon as my champion here is because of the 2 global nodes, which are special delivery. You're going to start with 15 combo charges. Every time you land a punch on the defender, you're going to lose one of those charges. If you get down to no charges, then you will instantly take a degen. But if you throw a special before the charges expire, then you reset the charges and start the countdown all over again. The other part of it is combo party. For every 10 hits on your combo meter, you're going to get plus 500 crit damage rating. But if you lose your combo at any point in time, you will actually take direct damage for every one of the 10 of your combo that was removed. And it's fairly sizable, so be careful there. You're going to need to hold on to your combos, which is why, like I said, I decided I wanted to try and see how well we could do with Aegon. If we were going to need to be doing high hit combos, why not look at the champion on high hit combos himself? So for the path here, you're going to have Captain America right off the bat. As soon as you're going to port over to B, take Captain America, and then go up here to the left. From there, you're going to go over to Punisher 2099. He is the first champion to have the actual path node. For that, the path node is power drain. Any hit that they land of their special attack will instantly drain all of your power. So make sure that you are dexing those special attacks and avoiding them altogether, because if they connect with you whatsoever, it's going to drain your power. And considering you need to make sure that you're getting off a special every 15 hits, you can't really afford to lose your power at any point in time unless you have a good high good power gain champion like a Hyperion who would wander through this path wonderfully. Another champion that would have been great if we would have had him available for this path. On Punisher 2099, he also has explosive personality. Every time you punch into his block, you're going to give him a 25% armor up buff. If you give him 5 of those, they actually all explode and take away 25% of your max health. So be careful, avoid punching into his blocks. After Punisher 2099, you're going to go to Ultron, Age of Ultron. He has aspects of evolution. Every time he hits a full bar of power, he's going to increase his attack, armor, crit rating, crit resistance, block proficiency, combat rating, and ability accuracy by 5% for the remainder of the fight. So keep in mind that the longer this fight goes on, the more opportunities that you're going to have that you're going to push him up to a full bar of power, and the stronger he's going to get. So unless you're using a power control champion, you want to use somebody that you can just be ramping up and doing more and more damage against him, like I was doing here with Aegon. Now, after Ultron, you're going to go over to Nebula, who has Arc Overload. Every 20 seconds for 6 seconds, she gains armor up and regens 25% of her health. So that one's a pain in the butt as well. Then you're going to go over here to Vulture, who has Oscillate, who oscillates between Fury and armor up. So part of the time he's going to be punching harder, part of the time he's going to be harder to hit. Then you're going to come over here to Stark Enhanced Spidey, who is the one controlling the path node. Whenever he's damaged by a special attack, if the AI is up, he gains a bar of power. So be careful when you're timing your special attacks, but obviously you've got a lot of factors going on here with the special delivery. So you're going to want to watch and figure out exactly when to time it, but sometimes you're going to just have to feed him a bar of power. Then you're going to come over here to the Sentinel. Now, right before Sentinel, you are going to have a chance to swap out champions. We are going to go ahead and take advantage of that. We'll talk about what we did when we get there. You are going to have Arc Overload on the Sentinel here, just like you had with Nebula. So he's going to be doing that regen on a regular basis, plus have that armor up. He also has Biohazard, so there is a 20% chance every time you land a punch on him that you could end up with a bleed on you. There's also a 20% chance that every time you land a punch on his block that you could end up with a poison on you. Both of these last for 7.5 seconds. You also end up suffering from Bubble Shield, so every time that you block one of his attacks, your block proficiency is going to go down by 5%. He also has a special attack health block, so every time he launches a special attack, if he connects with you, you end up with heal block on you as well. Then we go over here to Ultron. Now, Ultron has aggression armor, meaning every 2 seconds he is going to gain an armor up buff. Now, these can be removed by landing punches on him. Every time you connect with a hit, you will remove one of those, plus on top of that, pause the timer. He also has EMP modification, so every time you gain a buff, he is going to get a charge which increases his energy damage by 15% on every hit he connects with you. So be careful on how many buffs you're getting, because you are going to be doing more damage to yourself because of the fact of giving him these buffs. He also has backup recovery, so if his health drops below 50%, he gains 30% of a bar of power. If the bar of power is prevented, then instead he will gain 25% health. Finally, he has Spite, so for every buff you gain, he gains power gain. Okay, let's go ahead and get in there and take a look at how this went for me. It was a fun one, to be truthful with you. We're going to start off right off the bat here against Captain America. Going to be a pretty straightforward fight. Like I said, there's very little to worry about with him outside the global nodes themselves. We were able to get a few charges on our combo meter to transfer over to our next fight here. Now, on the Punisher 2099 fight here, it is very much so a parry game. this is the point that you're going to need to be able to parry well if you're going to take this path, because you're going to need to keep those combos up, and you're going to have to time exactly where his specials are. You'll see here, right there, I messed up on the last part of that SP2 because I forgot about the grenade. And if I hadn't had the combo shield, that would have totally cost us quite a bit there, and we would have taken massive amounts of damage. But we were able to go ahead and continue on and continue to build up that combo, which is, of course, absolutely lovely for the purposes of Aegon. You know, we're looking at an 84 hit combo here already, and just continuing to pummel our way down on Punisher 2099 here. We did end up finishing ourselves off there, unfortunately, with damage, because we didn't time that quite right, but we were able to carry over, which puts us up to a 57 count already on our combo. Now we're going to go ahead and parry our way through this last little bit of health. We did screw up a little bit, but we were still able to go ahead and get him down. Went ahead and healed all the way back up for Ultron here. Now, as we came in here, it was a little bit of a rough start, but this is where we're going to start to pick up a lot of rhythm. Now, Ultron, of course, has very effective range on his specials there, so you do have to be able to dex those really well, or make sure you're blocking exactly right timing. Somebody like Tigra actually can help quite a bit on those, because she is able to miss all range attacks. So that is something to keep in mind if you have her at a decent level. She could have really walked through this for us on her own. We were able to go ahead and finish off Ultron here. Unfortunately, we had already bit our combo shield on that one, so we weren't able to gain anything out of the first fight, but we are going to go ahead and gain some charges here on the second half of taking him down. You'll see here we do fairly decently. Not that we weren't doing really well on that first one. We just slipped up far too much at the very beginning here. Trying to get a little bit of rhythm down here. Now, the Nebula fight here, this one is almost as textbook as I can possibly play it, to be truthful with you. This is probably one of the best fights that I have put on the channel to date. Okay, you're not gonna see me slip up hardly at all on this, and this is going to be a gorgeous combo. You can already see we're already up to 44. We've got her down to a little over 50% health. Obviously, she's got quite a bit of power gain there, but we are damaging our way through that power gain and keeping her from doing too much to really slow us down. This can be a little bit of a longer fight, just because of the timing of needing to get the specials off at the right time and everything. Plus, on top of that, her constant trigger of that power gain. Even if you are out damaging it, it is still quite a bit of a fight to get through here. You can already see we're well into this combo. 102 hits already. Almost have her down. Like I said, guys, about as textbook as I've ever done on the channel. To be truthful with you, I'm pretty proud of that one. We came over here to Vulture, carrying over quite a bit of a combo already. So, you know, we had quite a bit of Aegon's abilities unlocked here. We're doing really well. Now, with Vulture, it's really nice because you can time not only the parries, but if you wait until right after he launches those wings on the special one there, if you can bait that out consistently, you can run in just at the end of that and continue your combo. We did slip up just a little bit there and took that special right at the end. Otherwise, we would have transferred over quite a bit on that. We did get the combo shield on that, so we did transfer over. But we would have not had to have done the revive. So we did come over here to Stark Enhanced Spidey. Keep in mind, this is another one that you're going to want to time your parries really well because of the fact that, unfortunately, even if you can get your combo started, he has so much auto evade on him that you really need that initial stun in place to be able to build up those combos without having a chance of missing and screwing up your entire rhythm. But if you can keep that going, as you can see here, we did wonderful. Unfortunately, we screwed up and pushed him up to the SP3. So we took quite a bit of damage there, but we were able to still go ahead and hold on to the combo because we had the combo shield in place and transfer that over. And now we are on to the Sentinel here. Now, this is a fight that I would have preferred not to have done with Aegon, to be truthful with you. The first attempt on it is not going well at all. So I decided I'd go ahead and try Angela, even though, again, she's not leveled up anywhere near as much as she should be for this. And I wouldn't say she's necessarily the perfect counter, but I don't play her nearly enough. Like I said, I brought her in for the combo or for the synergy purposes. But, then okay, let's look at Tigra. She's supposed to be in here for the Ultron fight. We need to make sure that it's going to go well. And we get cornered right off the bat with it, and that really didn't help. In spite of how well that Nebula fight went, these next two fights are going to be a little rougher. Like I said, went back to Aegon because obviously he already had the combo up quite a bit. Let's just go ahead and do as much damage each go as possible and just get through this. And that's what we're going to do here. It's going to be just as much damage as possible. Avoid the specials as much as possible. And just go ahead and eat our way down. I don't think this would have been nearly as easy as it was, even though it wasn't necessarily clean or easy by any means. But I definitely don't think it would have been nearly as easy as it was if it hadn't been for the fact that I already had such a high number on the combo meter as it was. As you can see, we went down one more time there and then turned around and came back in with not full health, but a little over 60, thinking that that would be enough. It wasn't. But we got him most of the way down, so we went ahead and revived Tiger because I was planning on using her against Ultron anyways. Now, there is a lot with this Ultron kit, and you really do need a good counter for him. Obviously, there's several in the Cosmic class that are really good for him. One of the best ones is definitely Medusa, still to this day. But you do have to be a little careful. Obviously, you can definitely take him with Hercules, possibly Gallon. I'm still learning Gallon, so I'm not quite for sure. Cosmic Ghost Rider, I believe, would do really well for this fight. And I know for a fact Corvus Glaive, especially if you got your charges on the path, will walk through this fight for you. I know that's how I took him the first time I went in here. But, of course, because Tiger wasn't quite nearly where I have her on the main account, obviously nowhere near where I have her on the main account, which is kind of the problem that I run into, is that the main account has so many champions compared to what the little one does. It's forcing me to vary up even champions that I'm used to playing. Tigra has so much difference as a rank 160 rank 3 5-star or 6-star compared to a rank 5 5-star that's unawakened. We were still able to go ahead and finish it off there with Aegon. Came right to the end there, unfortunately, and bit it with 2% health left on him, and so there was no point to go ahead and use resources any further, so we went ahead and topped him off with Star-Lord there, and as you saw, finished that. But that is the path, guys. We were able to go ahead and get through there. There are a couple other paths on here that are kind of worth it. This one is definitely one that if you have good Cosmic champions, you can do quite a bit and walk through this. Just remember, guys, make sure you're watching your combos. Make sure you're good on your parries. If you struggle on parries, this is not the path for you. But there are plenty of options in there, and we'll be visiting this level again after we finish the series. Stay tuned for that. like I said, we will be continuing on with Paragon tomorrow, the live stream on Sunday, Crystal opening on Monday. And I just want to thank everybody. The channel is growing so well, and I really appreciate every one of you. And if you haven't taken a chance yet, please subscribe. It helps out quite a bit. Like the videos if you're enjoying the series. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you back for the next one. Peace out.